be throwing rocks and hiding their hand, right? They be throwing rocks and hiding their hand. And I don't like them kind of individuals.
A sucker's a nigga pick who he be fight with.
Right.
Like if you see it and you go, oh, I'm not going because this. Yeah, I think I can take.
Following Jay Prince's attempt to expel him from Houston, 50 Cent recently lost it on him. This time, 50 isn't taking any prisoners, and guess what? His goal is to expose Jay Prince's shady dealings and all of its unlawful operations. Jay Prince allegedly sent his crew after 50 to disrupt his company because he was feeling the pressure. But he trusted that 50 would retaliate fiercely. He's already calling out Jay Prince on Instagram, and he even challenged him to come up if he was sincere. Jay Prince's entire business could be shut down due to the purported receipts that 50 possesses. He doesn't want this smoke, I promise. That is not to suggest, however, that Jay Prince himself doesn't carry a lot of weight in Houston's streets. He still has supporters, and 50 may have to look out for him. It's going to be a memorable duel between two giants. Well, let's discuss it.
You wait, extorting people. Ain't no money in that. Real nigga ain't gonna have that no way. You know, check in for what? I mean, I don't want to impose or force myself.
Jay Prince views himself as the king of Houston, and 50 Cent has been on his neck for years. Their competition has always been intense, bordering on dangerous. 50 has stated that he doesn't like Jay Prince's entire checking-in scheme. While 50 was keeping it down in New York, and Jay Prince had the streets of H-Town to himself, they still had their small feud going on from the safety of their cities. Until they met in person, which is rarely the case, they had no real reason to fight. However, everything changed when 50 Cent made the decision to relocate to Houston to bring the battle to Jay Prince's doorstep. The decision to relocate all of 50's operations to Houston was originally made public in a tweet that said, "I love New York, but I live in Houston now. I'll elaborate later." He relocated to Houston in part because of the lower taxes there. He had previously complained that his business operations were being negatively impacted by the 62% increase in New York taxes. You are all aware of how entrepreneurs prefer to avoid Uncle Sam's sticky fingers, but that wasn't the sole explanation. As you are aware, Houston is one of the nation's epicenters of hip-hop, rap, and trap culture, and he has previously stated his desire to be involved in the Houston scene. 50 is a businessman with a keen interest in people, culture, entertainment, and the arts. When the returns started coming in, he thought that investing in Houston would be the next big step to getting those hefty payments. Additionally, it has been alleged that 50's alcohol brand is the reason he went to Houston. Branson and Le Chemin du Roi. Some have conjectured that 50 was going to all the liquor outlets in Houston to display the bottles. He wanted to be able to communicate with people easily and thought he might have discovered a market for his brand in Houston, but Jay Prince didn't see it this way. Oh no, he felt betrayed, and that 50 Cent was invading his turf. Jay Prince allegedly attempted to coerce 50 Cent into checking in by sending his crew to apply pressure in an attempt to force 50 to drop some funds, but 50 wasn't going to let that happen. He promptly informed Jay Prince that he had his security and that he wouldn't permit Jay Prince to strong-arm him in the name of checking in.
No, it's a sucker to me. A sucker's a pick who he be fight with.
Right.
Like if you see it and you go, oh, I'm not going because this.
I won't fuck with him, but I'll fuck with this one.
Yeah, I think I can take him.
Right.
You want to fight the nigga you think you can beat.
And I called Jay Prince in the mouth.
That just made Jay Prince even more irate. He attempted to impose a no-fly zone on 50, but it was unsuccessful since 50 made it apparent that he didn't engage in those kinds of games, according to rumors on the curb. and noticed that 50 wasn't hiding to avoid upsetting Jay Prince. He was out there going about his business. Business, as well as generating prospects for his neighborhood. For his company G-Unit Film, 50 Cent had intended to establish a new film studio in Houston. The project's estimated cost was $20 million, but 50 put a stop to that initiative and made the decision to relocate the entire business to Shreveport, Louisiana.
So most of you may not know this. You had the opportunity to take Houston, but you chose Shreveport.
Yeah, and Houston didn't have the same. They embraced me. They good. Like I got out there, they showed me a lot of love.
Mm-hmm.
But Shreveport had the infrastructure already here. Like even the tax incentive.
About a year after 50 relocated to Houston in 2022, the mayor gave him a key to the city and celebrated him with a 50 Cent Day. The incident happened during the annual procession on Thanksgiving Day. Mayor Sylvester Turner was gushing over 50 Cent, describing him as one of the city's most influential figures. He described 50 as a philanthropic rapper, businessman, and entrepreneur who has contributed to so many. Numerous causes in this city, particularly the high school's G-Unity program, which transforms high school students into entrepreneurs. The mayor assured him that he would always have a place in Houston when he proclaimed November 24th to be 50 Cent Day. The crowd's love was evident as they welcomed 50 as one of them. In his award speech, 50 also gave back the energy.
To the city of Houston, but he didn't just come here to live. He has been helping out on so many causes in this city. And especially, he has been in our high schools, turning our high school students into entrepreneurs with his G-Unity program. I've seen him firsthand. This city has been elevated because of his presence, and so today we have the honor of saying to him, he's our 2022 Grand Marshal. Give it up to Curtis 50 Jackson. Now before I call on him to speak, let me present you first a key to the city of Houston. Anywhere you go, 550 buildings, use the key, the door will swing wide open.
Jay Prince, however, was somewhere gritting his teeth and pounding the wall because 50 was rising to the top of his city's hierarchy while everyone else was celebrating. The reality is that the facts are truthful. It makes sense that Jay Prince would be relegated to the side and treated like a criminal while 50 would be given the city's keys. 50 Cent has utilized his wealth to improve his neighborhood and fund many welfare initiatives through his G-Unit Foundation ever since he arrived in Houston. For example, he started the G-Unity Business Lab, an educational intervention program designed to assist high school students in the Houston International School District in developing their entrepreneurial abilities. He has also become involved in Houston's nightlife and sports scene. His Sire Spirits brand has partnered with the Texans, Houston Rockets, and Astros. Additionally, he served as the host of the first Houston Tycoon Comedy and Music Festival in 2022. In that year, he collaborated with the Rockets to provide 1,000 complimentary turkeys to nearby families for Thanksgiving. But it's not just that. At a holiday gathering in 2023, he gave $850,000 worth of presents to the Citywide Club, which helped them reach their target of providing 100,000 toys to city kids. He auctioned off 2 large bottles of his La Dura champagne in 2024 and contributed to the Houston Children's Charity's $500,000 raising campaign. A new record of $6 million was ultimately raised by the gala for the charity.
Matter of fact, God darn it, 50 Cent, get out here. Come on. I know all the time I've spent with him, we've had some great times. He even tried to tell me some please one night.
I gotta hang out with the people that can buy this stuff from me. I think Johnny might be on.
In conclusion, the city adores 50 for his unquestionable influence. But what about Jay Prince and his mob ties group, bro? Where can we even begin? Instead of fostering opportunities for the city, Jay Prince took it upon himself to intimidate artists who wished to come work there under the pretense of protection, to keep artists from being robbed when they came to the city. It sounds like a fantastic idea, and it does, until you discover that it's all a front for a complex extortion scheme. Jay Prince and his team have a tradition known as checking in, whereby visiting musicians must first visit Jay Prince to show their respect.
Maybe we need to change the word for the youngsters. The checking in part, you know, is they seem to get hung up on that word checking in.
Yeah.
So if we could diversify that word and bring it up to a 2021 thing.
Right. What's the word, OG? What's the word?
Hello. Maybe we may want to tell them they need to get.
But it's not simply to say hello. It's usually to drop large amounts of money, which Jay Prince claims is for their safety so they don't get jumped, and so they can retrieve their jewels or chains if they are stolen. The fine print, however, reveals that these artists are essentially unable to decide whether or not to pay. If they refuse to pay because they believe they have their security detail, Jay Prince and his team will set them up, and they will be jumped and lose there. YoungBoy paid dearly for his refusal to check in when he arrived in Houston. Two thugs broke into YB's house while he was away on business in Houston, taking the keys to some of his expensive vehicles and some of his chains. To recover his belongings, the bandits demanded a $30,000 ransom. YB refused to be duped and retaliated by telling them that they were being childish.
Don't turn me down. What she said? Don't turn me down. What you on, folks? Don't turn you down.
Yeah, man, what you on, folks?
What you mean what I'm on?
What you on, man? What the deal there? What up?
What up? You want to buy your shit back for what?
You ain't get, you flunked out. I'm trying to see where you at. You dumb. What you got, $20 out of car?
Nah, nigga, you know what we got, nigga. Stop that cap. You capping, bro. They gonna believe anything you
want me to start my car? I just took a picture in the same car today with my little boy. You bitch-ass niggas on this bitch like y'all stole something.
Then suddenly, Jay Prince joins the debate. He tagged YB in an Instagram video claiming that the robbers had brought him the stolen goods. He encouraged YB to get in touch with him if he wanted his belongings returned.
The little homie YoungBoy place got broke into. People went in his place, disrespected different things, and I got a call about it. And the little homies that went into this place want to make that right because they understand that, you know what I mean, YoungBoy family is okay with me. And as you can see, homie, to make a long story short, I got your keys to your Rolls Royce. I got your keys to your McLaren, you know, all that shit that they took. And the homie, Shakur, what you got, homie?
We got your Rolls Royce umbrellas, we got your keys, we got a bunch of other shit, so get in contact with us, bro. Get your shit back.
But YB saw right through the charade and instructed Jay Prince to take his fake goodwill elsewhere. Jay Prince was first criticized by YB for bringing up the matter on social media. Consider a man in his 60s who continues to play online games. YB said if Jay Prince really cared, he would have contacted him personally rather than posting a dry video to inform everyone about their business. YB saw it as an obvious attempt at extortion. He refused to give in since he was aware that if he went to Jay Prince, he would have to pay considerably more than the robbers had originally demanded.
I don't want no friends.
pussy. I don't respect none of that, man. If you got something for me, man, they got plenty around me you could call. Man, nigga, it's plenty ways you can get in touch with me. Man, don't get on no internet and do nothing publicly. Don't do nothing dealing with no publicity, none of that pussy thing. And I'm good on the keys, gangster. When you buy shit cash, two keys come with the car anyway. I ain't business.
Cameron and Mace criticized Jay Prince on a podcast episode, but YB is not the only one who has called him out on this checking in practice. When Jay Prince should be retired and teaching the younger generation how to improve things, they make fun of him for playing these pointless games at his advanced age.
You're dealing with older people. They're the last to know that things have changed. We not your little niggas. Like, the way you talking, I don't get what you mean. We're not your little niggas. Like, for real, all that big homie stuff, that's for little niggas. Little niggas have big homies. We're not little niggas, so we don't even respect big homies. I know Killer doesn't, and for me, I never respected niggas in the streets. That's why I always got the problems I got. Niggas would tell me, Mace, chill. No, chill for what? Who is this nigga? That's how I feel listening to this, man. Like, I want to respect you, but I can't. And I'm going to tell you why. Because if I got a law, like the dudes that raised me, if I was out of pocket, they would tell me I'm out of pocket. They wouldn't let me put them on a crash out mission. They'll say, yo, Mace, listen. Around here, we don't send niggas to do nothing for us. We don't pay niggas to handle our problems. You gotta put in your own work around here, Lord, man. That's what you were supposed to tell them. You can't go out here talk crazy and then send me on a mission. Nah, this is where the game got messed up, when young niggas started sending old niggas out. And just cause this little ignorant nigga got a few dollars, he make all of you that's supposed to be real run after his mission. This is a problem, Jay Prince. And I'm gonna tell you like this, if you're 60 years old and you trying to be a street nigga, you failed. You failed. I'm telling you this. And I stand, my name is Mace, I stand.
And let's not even talk about the rigged dice games. When Jay Prince and his boys arrived in Houston, they arranged for rappers. Rumor has it that Jay Prince's extortion plot includes these dice games as well. Since Takeoff died during one of those notorious dice games, you have undoubtedly heard the rumors that Jay Prince was involved in Takeoff's demise. Official accounts state that after a scuffle broke out, people pulled out weapons and began shooting. Unfortunately, he didn't make it when one of the bullets unintentionally hit Takeoff. But watch this fresh video that has purportedly emerged, demonstrating that the event didn't exactly unfold as planned. According to insiders, Jay Prince reportedly ordered his men to discipline Takeoff and Quavo because he was upset that they hadn't checked in as he had hoped. Takeoff was only expected to be sidelined for a few weeks at most due to a minor mishap, but things went too far, and he lost his life. Every time Jay Prince is questioned about this matter, you can see him responding evasively in an attempt to sidestep the issue.
Nothing should have happened. What do you say to that?
What I would say to that is, I have a track record. Prince family have a track record of 30 plus years. You know what I mean? Honoring and loving on our guests and being with our guests, and no shit like this never happened. But here's the thing. This is what people don't understand. We ain't never had nobody to attack us. You know what I mean? When a man attacks a situation with a weapon, then, you know, it become a playing field where, you know, any and everything goes. So that's what we're dealing with right here, and that's the root of this situation.
When Mike and Junior was walking by, he actually went in the restroom to wash blood off his hand where he had reached up on the Takeoff. He had to pick him up, and his fingers went in there.
People are talking, And the fact that Takeoff isn't the only person who died after playing one of those cursed dice games doesn't help. Recall Duke the jeweler. He believed he had struck gold when he won $100,000 in a dice game, but he was unaware that it was a sap. He was attacked before he could reach his car, and everything he owned was taken from him. Sadly, they didn't even allow him to live, so it's simple between J. Prince and 50 Cent. To determine who has contributed more to Houston and the reasons why 50 and Prince will never be on the same level, this is where things start to get tricky. It is alleged that J. Prince has been planning how to eliminate 50 and shut down his business in Houston. But before he could implement those plans, J. Prince's conflict with Big Meech began. According to rumors, he sent some of his crew after 50 to ask him to back off, and J. Prince consistently sided with Big Meech.
People play with people intelligence the way they play with people intelligence and intellect. You know, the way they do today. You know, people are telling lies for a living. You know what I mean? They actually lying to y'all for a living, but...
However, as you are well aware, 50 is not the kind of person who would let another man beat him down. Instead of giving up, he made the bold decision to reveal J. Prince and his extortion network. Rumor has it that 50 is currently working to put an end to J. Prince's rule of fear over Houston. You can be sure he will enjoy himself while doing it. But let me ask you a question. When 50 is in Houston, do you think he should be careful? Or do you believe he has another ploy in the works to outdo him? Let us know in the comments. And then you should look at this next.